record this meeting. In addition to record the meeting, we live stream our meetings on Facebook. And I'm going to go ahead and do that here now. And it just takes a minute to buffer as it loads onto Facebook.
Alex, you can give us the 3, 2, 1, go when you're ready.
Yeah, it's hard to nominate and vote with 2.
Yeah, again, this will give them some time.
Was Mr. Finnerty able to connect?
I haven't seen just yet. Let me get back here to do this, and I will be able to see here in a minute. Yeah, he's coming in right now.
Perfect.
So
Good.
thank you for everybody's patience in starting the zoning hearing board meeting of March 22nd, 2021. And we are now live on Facebook. So I'll go ahead and mute myself. And Gretchen, I guess you can start with selecting our chair or helping them do that.
Yes. Hi, good evening, everybody. This is the March 22nd, 2021 zoning hearing board meeting for the Borough of Church Hill. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Curtis, who is going to call the meeting to order and move forward with the board's reorganizational appointments.
I'm Matt Curtis. First order of business. Let's call the meeting to order. And first order of business is to appoint a reorganization of the zoning hearing board. So we need motions to nominate chairman.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Matt Curtis as chairman.
Does anyone second that?
I second that motion.
Okay. So vice chairman.
I make a motion that Paul Welsh be vice chairman.
I will second that. And for secretary, make a motion that Tim Finnerty be secretary.
I second that motion.
Okay, well, that was
Would you all
easy.
just like to vote on the whole slate then at once?
Vote on the plate.
Sure. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. So new business. There's a hearing for the application of Trek Development Group is requesting a variance from section 304-32B of the Borough of Churchill zoning ordinance. The subject property is located at 37 Garden Terrace, Pittsburgh, PA 15221. Alternatively, the applicant requests an interpretation of section 304.32B at the intersection of Garden Terrace with Greensburg Pike, approximately a quarter of a mile away, provides direct access as contemplated by that section.
Okay, so Mr. Curtis, I'll pick it up and we'll open that hearing. But before we do so, I'd just like to make 2 announcements. The first is that we held an informational session with the board and council last week, just as a meet and greet. It was more informational in nature. And this board also held an executive session just prior to opening this meeting. And the purpose of that was to have discussions that would otherwise be attorney-client privileged related to the hearing. And at this point then, we are ready to open this hearing. Mr. Curtis already announced the hearing. Could we have everybody state their name and affiliation for the record, the parties who are planning to participate in the hearing?
Yes, thank you. My name is Kevin McKeegan. I'm an attorney with Meyer, Unkovic, and Scott in Pittsburgh. We're the attorneys for the applicant.
Thank you, Mr. McKeegan. Is there anybody here who is seeking party status? That is to actually participate in this hearing as a party or objector to this application. Now, and I just want to tell everyone for the record, you don't need to be a party to give public comment at this hearing or any hearing. But if you are seeking a specialized public party status so that you can participate as a party, I'd ask to, if you could tell me that now. Okay, hearing nobody seeking party status in this hearing, we will continue with the applicant and the applicant's attorney. I understand, Mr. McKeegan, that the applicant may have a request for the zoning hearing board at this time.
Yes, thank you. At this point, we would request that the board continue this hearing to a date certain, hopefully in the next week or two. The reason for this request is fairly straightforward. I had had extensive discussions prior to filing the application and prior to this hearing being scheduled with the borough solicitor. He and I were of a like opinion that this board had jurisdiction to consider the requests that we laid out in the application. Ms. Moore was kind enough to send the borough solicitor and I this morning a case which neither of us were aware of, which at least draws into question whether the board has jurisdiction. As we learned in the first day of law school, jurisdiction can be a tricky thing. And if you don't get it right, you tend to create more problems later on. So because this case was only brought to our attention this morning, both the borough solicitor and I agree that a short continuation of the hearing to allow us a chance to look at the case, to look at some other case law, and to reach a more reasoned conclusion regarding the board's jurisdiction would be appropriate. We don't want to waste the board's time tonight by presenting a case that either was outside of the board's jurisdiction or, even worse, might cause the board to issue a decision that it had no power to issue. So for that reason, we would like the hearing continued, as I said, for a short time. We think in order to avoid anyone incurring additional advertising costs, we need to set a date for that continued hearing this evening. And I'm happy to enter into discussions with the board on that now.
Thank you, Mr. McKeegan. Could we first get a motion from the board on the continuance?
Yes, I move that we continue this meeting to a further date.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the board has moved to continue this hearing. Mr. McKeegan, we should pick a date, and if everyone could get their calendars out, if you have some dates to propose.
Well, if it would suit the board, 1 week from tonight, March 30th would work fine. If that doesn't work, the only dates that one of my witnesses could not participate would be April 6th or April 8th. So those dates would be off. Any other dates in the next two weeks or so would be fine.
So I'm available this week, out of town next week.
Okay.
Available anytime the following week. So
This is Tim Finnerty. I'm available anytime you desire.
Mr. Welsh?
Yes, I too. Give me dates. I can check my calendar. Right now, I'm pretty flexible, but
It sounds to me, based on what I'm hearing from everyone else, how does everyone look on the 7th?
Except for it being my birthday.
Oh,
But I guess I can sacrifice my
The
73rd.
7th,
it's up to you, Mr. Finnerty. I mean, that's a big one.
Gretchen, the 7th
yes.
would be the first Wednesday of the month.
Oh, right. So that's Planning Commission.
Yeah,
Oh.
the Churchill Borough
What about-
Planning Commission meets the first Wednesday of every month.
What about April 5th, which is the Monday?
The
I know
5th,
that's-
that works for me.
Council meets on the first Monday of every month. We
okay.
can meet on the Tuesday, which would be the 6th.
But
It
Mr.
is-
McKeegan doesn't have a witness.
I'm a
that,
witness.
Yeah.
Is later this week too soon? I'm not sure how big of a hurry the
Well, our
client's
client
in.
actually is not in a hurry. So if we
Oh, okay.
wanted to, even if we wanted to look into the week of the 12th, at this point, I think that one's wide open.
Okay, why don't we do that? It sounds like it's a bit cramped the next 2 weeks. Is there a date?
Every day that week is fine with me. I'm getting my second COVID shot on Thursday, so Friday might be questionable, but every other day is fine.
Only April 12th would be problematic for the Churchill because that's the evening of the council meeting. They meet on the second Monday each month.
Okay, so we're looking at Tuesday, the 13th or Wednesday, the 14th.
Tuesday, the 13th is fine.
It's fine with me.
Okay,
Yep.
Me as well.
Works here.
okay, so we're looking on Tuesday, the 13th.
7 PM again?
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
And Gretchen, I don't know that we need to do anything more on the record, but if you need me to say something magical regarding putting this off to the 13th, waiving whatever rights we have, that should be understood.
Right, yeah, we're still well within the time period, but I appreciate if there are any time constraints imposed by the MPC or the ordinance, if you would waive those formally
Yep.
on the record to be safe, we'd
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes, so for the record, track development waives any MPC rights regarding the continuation of this hearing to April 15th. And that is a date certain at 7 PM, so I don't believe any further advertising is necessary at this point.
Right, so I'm in agreement. We have a date certain. And Alex, if you could be so kind as maybe just to post it on the website and at the Borough Building. But other than that, we don't need formal advertising again.
We'll post the property as well.
It doesn't need to be reposted.
Okay. But I'll make sure it's on the website as well as at the Borough Building here.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't hurt if you want to keep it posted, but yes, we'll,
And for all who are in attendance this evening, it will be the same Zoom link.
Very good.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay, wonderful. So it sounds like we're formally continuing this hearing Tuesday, the 13th at 7 PM. There'll be a Zoom link. It's the same Zoom link that everybody used for tonight's hearing. So at this point, that portion of the hearing is closed for tonight, continued. And since we are in a public meeting, we're back into general public comment section of the meeting. To the extent we have anyone here tonight who has any public comments they would like to make, now would be your time.
I don't think the dog's gonna testify. It sounds like somebody has a comment.
Stella,
It
shut him
doesn't
up.
sound like we have
All right.
any public comments, so that if the board wants to entertain a motion to adjourn, or if the chairman
I
would like
make-
to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second that. Okay, this meeting is adjourned and will be revisited again on Tuesday, April 13th.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Meeting's over.
Okay.